The speaking engagement today is going to be called Time to Change, guys. I got a nice criteria, a nice guide to follow. 5-part rule, you follow it. It's a nice strategy that we were strategizing for success, or we was planning for success, preparing ourselves for victory. So follow these criteria, guys, and it's going to be an age group from 11 to 16, I believe. Real excited, guys. So see you guys inside.
Is by my cousin, Muhammad Qandil, and he wanted to introduce himself, but one thing that I can tell you about this person is that he yearns for change, for success. This is what he yearns for. And this is how he has shaped himself to be. A beacon for himself, starting with himself, for change, and a source, inshallah, of direction and guidance for those that want to change themselves. If it was you yourself as a person, and if it was your physical strength, or whatever case may be, he is a person of change, and that's one thing I love a lot. All right, so Muhammad Qandil. You want to stand up? I want to stand up.
No, thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri, wallah expand my chest. Wa yassir li amri, make my task easy for me. Wahlul uqdatan min lisani, take the na' out of my tongue. Yafqahu qawli, so you guys can understand what I'm about to say. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise be to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the merciful, the especially merciful. Maliki Yawm al-Din, the king of the day of judgment. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'een. It is you we worship, and it is you we ask help from. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim, the path, the ones that you blessed, the ones like the messengers, like the Khulafa al-Rashidun, like the Sahaba. غير المغضوب عليهم, not the ones that got your anger, ولا الضالين, or the ones that went astray. What am I saying here? Yeah, I'm saying Surah Al-Fatiha. I asked many shabab, what does this mean? They don't even know the understanding of Allahu Akbar nowadays. Where have we been lost, my friends, my brothers and my sisters? Where did we go in our life where we don't even know what Allahu Akbar means? We don't even know what Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim means. Surah Al-Fatiha, we don't even know what that means anymore. Why is that? And why is it that we don't pray anymore? We're looking around, oh Shabab, don't pray. That's because they don't know what they're saying in Salah. Obviously they're not going to pray. If I go to the gym and I'm doing a chest press, I know that's working out the thickness. If I'm doing fly, that's working out the width. I have purpose behind what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Meaning, presses work thickness, flies work width. If you're working out your biceps, you guys know, bi means 2. Inside shoulder working out the outside head, outside shoulder working out the inside head. You guys got triceps, right? You got the lateral head, the medial head, and the long head. 3 heads. Tri means 3. We have purpose behind what we're doing. Meaning there's lateral. When our thumbs are above our pinky, we're working out the lateral head. When our hands are facing down, our palms are facing down, we know it's working out the long head. When our palms are facing up, it's working out the medial head. We know what each thing is doing. We have purpose behind what we're doing. And when we have purpose behind what we're doing, we get the results that we want. Meaning when we show up at the gym and we're working out, what happens is that we start to see the results of what we're putting in. Because there's purpose behind it. If I go to the gym and I work out every single day and I don't get paid back for that, I'm not going to show up. Why? Because I'm putting in all this work and I'm not seeing any fruit of it. I'm not getting paid for it. If I go to work every single day, what happens? First month, for the sake of Allah. But hey, I need to get paid, man. I got to support my family. The second month, if I don't get paid for what I'm doing, I'm not going to continue working. So I'm showing up in the gym and I have purpose behind what I'm doing. And I see the fruits. Whoa, and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, look at the results. I love it. How am I not going to continue going to the gym? Or if I'm performing Salah and I feel Salah, you start to fall in love with Salah. You start to feel the khushu'. You start to taste the Jannah in the dunya. The dunya, Imam al-Ghazali rahmatullah alayh, he said, the dunya, he gave a perfect analogy of life. Meaning, there was a guy in a forest, and he sees a lion, and what does he do? He starts to run. He's running and running, he doesn't know where to go, but he sees a well, so he jumps into the well. And he looks down, he grabs onto the rope, he looks down, he sees a snake. He looks up, the lion is still roaring. And does it get worse? Yeah, it does get worse, man. What happens? There's two mice on the rope. A black one and a white one. Both of them nibbling away at the rope. And he looks to the right and he sees some honey. He puts his finger, he tastes it. He tastes the sweetness of honey. And that made him forget about the lion. That made him forget about the snake. That made him forget about the mice that are nibbling away at the rope. That is the whole analogy of what he meant. Now let's break it down. The lion is death. It's always chasing us. The snake is the coffin. We're bound to be in it. The mice, the white one is the day. The black one is the night. Always nibbling away at our life. And that honey that made him forget about all of that was the dunya. The money, the girls, the houses, the cars. Made him forget about all of that. Man, doesn't that suck? We're so submerged into this dunya. We're forgetting to read the Quran on a daily basis. We're forgetting to read the Sunnah. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he left us the Sunnah. And he left us the Quran. If you guys read the Quran, you will see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Jannah. He's talking about Jahannam. He's talking about Yawm al-Qiyamah. Why? To give us reminders of the reality. Because we're running out of time, man. We're running out of time. It's eroding on us. We have to believe that we don't belong here. Every second, tick, 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 tick. We're running out, guys. And if we don't take advantage of the time that we have, we snoozed. And we don't know what path that led to. I'll make sure that I'm going to take every step I can to make sure I end up where I want to be. So what I came down to, guys, I'm not going to take too much of you guys' time. 5 parts. 5 parts. For what? To build habits. A criteria to change. To go to the gym. To perform salah. To do what you want. People ask me, how do you work out, bro, every single day? It's been a while, man, because sometimes it could be 2 years, sometimes it could be 3 years, sometimes it could be 5 years, the mission. How long the transformation's gonna be. So how do you do that? How can you continue it, man? It's so painful. It starts with building habits, guys. I don't even think about it anymore. Why? Because I fell in love with it. It's a habit. Every single year comes right around the corner, man. This speaking engagement couldn't come in a perfect time. Meaning New Year's resolutions right there. Everybody's going to come up to me and say, Muhammad, all right, I want to eat right. I want to work out right. I want to start sleeping right. I want to start sullying, bro. Come on. All right, I want all of it. But the day before, I'm going to eat my wings. I'm going to eat my pizza. I'm going to eat my cheeseburger. I'm going to do everything the day before and think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you all this power to do all this change in one night. Oh, like you're some prophet or something. No, you're not. You guys got to make sure you set up, it's called New Year's resolution, by the way, not New Day's resolution. You guys ever thought about that? So, you guys gotta see it. New Year's resolution, man. It's New Year's, not New Day. It's gonna take a year long to get the transformation. So it starts off with number 1, guys, identification. That, hey, I do need a change. Hey, I need to start praying. Hey, I need to lose my weight. Hey, I gotta start working out. Hey, I gotta start eating right. Identification. Part 1. If you guys want to take notes, part 1 is identification. Make sure you identify that change is needed. And when you know that change is needed, you guys got to believe that that change is possible. Musa alayhi salam, when he had to go to Pharaoh, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for what? Did he say, oh Allah, give me money? No, he said, Rabbi, ishrah li sadri. Oh Allah, expand my chest. Meaning, give me belief and confidence in myself that this mission is possible. If we don't believe that this change can happen, what's going to happen, guys? We won't take any actions, any precautionary actions to make that dream into reality. So first is identification, and make sure that that change, I believe that can happen. You have to believe it. Or if you don't believe it, guys, don't waste your time, don't waste your money, and don't waste your efforts. So number 1 is identification. Number 2 is identify the enemy. For example, if I'm trying to eat right, the enemy is a cheeseburger. Identified, right? Or if I'm trying to start performing salah, it's hard work. Okay, that's the enemy. Every single scenario, there's an enemy. Identify the enemy. Part 3 is dissect the enemy. Look at its strengths and its weaknesses. The cheeseburger, the strength. Oh man, it's hot, warm, yummy, delicious. It's gonna give me that temporary satisfaction. It's gonna look so good. I want that. That's the strong side of it. The weak side of it is that when you eat it, you get regret. And not just you have regret, you're depressed because you had a goal not to eat it from the beginning. So not only do you have regret, you're depressed and you're fat. That's the weak side. So when you guys are looking at it, guys, that's part 3. You gotta dissect the enemy. Look at the pros and the cons. And the next part of it, why I'm saying this is because you guys got to fight it on its weak side. If you guys are fighting in battle, like if I played football and the day before we're about to play the coach or the team, what does the coach do? He grabs us and he pulls us to the side and says, okay guys, let's watch the other team. Let's find their weak points. We find their weak points and that's the side we're going to attack on. So we can attack the weak side and win the battle. Win the battle, man. Because this battle, if you can't win it, man, it's going to be from here, and you're trying to get here, and that bridge in between is going to be forever. It's going to be forever. It's never going to end. So you want to make sure you can win this battle. And the only way to win this battle is to fight it on its weak side. You can't fight the cheeseburger if you keep looking at it on its strong side, which is, it's yummy, it's delicious, it's warm and crunchy. You can't continue fighting it that way. We keep feeding this parasite, guys. This parasite of it being the weak side. And this parasite needs a host. If you guys continue to feed it, the longer you feed it, this fear of yours, it's going to feel like a huge gorilla on your back. And it's going to be so hard to take off. It can't live it cannot live without a host. The host is you feeding it every single day. You made it a habit from the beginning to not pray, to not eat. You built this huge parasite, and now to destroy it, you have to fight it on the weak side. Okay? So dissect the enemy. After dissecting the enemy, it goes into the transfer of energy, I call it, which is from the pain of going through this torment. And you guys got to fight these battles one at a time. I said that. I wrote this down. I don't know if you guys got the notes of it. I wrote it down on the description of this talk. But when you guys are going through these battles, it has to be one thing at a time. Meaning, we got something called willpower. If we don't, willpower, guys, it's like a combination of like sacrifice, due diligence, hard work, work ethic, all of that combined together. And when we're using our willpower every single day, I don't even think I'm using this mic. Hello? I think I'm so hot. But when you guys are using your willpower, guys, you guys got to know when you're doing it. It's like a battery. It exhausts. Meaning when you guys are fighting these battles, you can't go and say, I'm going to start working out right, I'm going to start eating right, all at one time, start praying, all of it, all at once. You can't do it. You got to do it one at a time. I'm going to give you guys, it's like your phone battery. If you guys charge your phone, at the end of the day, it's dead. And when you guys wake up, you guys got a new fresh life of willpower to make a change one thing at a time. And I'll give you guys a nice case study to make more sense of this. There was a person, they did a study about this, and they put two groups, Group A and Group B. Group A got, there was like about 20 people. Group A got Nestle Toll House cookies. Group B, they got radishes. And after they ate after Group A ate the cookies and Group B ate the radishes, what happened was they came afterwards and gave both groups, they gave them both unbeatable mazes. And these unbeatable mazes, you just unwinnable. You cannot win them. You start from one point, you go to the other point, you can't win. So Group A, who got the cookies, tried 10, 20, 30 times. The people who got the radishes, they only tried 5 times because they had to watch the people eat the cookies. They had to exhaust their willpower. Like, forget it, I don't want to try it again. Khalas. And the Group A, they tried 20, 30 times. They didn't need to use any energy because they were getting what they wanted, the cookie. Anyways, after that, I hope that made more sense because a lot of people come up to me, bro, I'm exhausted, man. I'm exhausted. You're going to fail, guys, if you guys go and try to do all these changes at one time. And that's the key when you guys are doing one thing at a time. You're doing these daily achievable goals done every single day. And at the end of the year, you guys are going to see that big monumental success that you guys have been striving for. But it has to be one thing at a time. And they say for that, the next part to happen, which is the pain of you fighting that battle every single day, to it becoming habitual. You know, from the pain transferring into habit, where you don't even think about it anymore. When you see the cookie, it doesn't even look good anymore. Or if you just go to the gym, or you just start praying, you don't even think about it anymore. Khalas, it's a habit. You don't think about, oh, I gotta go salli, go boom, boom. It takes no more willpower out of you. The first time, it was hard. They say it takes about, 4 to 6 months to build a habit, the books. But I say, how bad do you want it, guys? I think 2 months. You guys can build that habit. You guys can have it. You can own it. It becomes yours. It becomes part of your character. And we're building our character every single day, guys. We're drawing the lines and the structure of who we're going to be. And I hope it's the ones that we're trying to emulate are the ones who are guided, inshallah. The one more thing I want to hit. The pain. I hit that. So, there was a quote from Thabit al-Bunani. He said, I endured the night for 20 years. Meaning praying Qiyam for 20 years. And then I delighted in it the next 20 years. I had great pleasure in it. Meaning he had to go through all of that pain the first 20 years until he got the taste, the discipline that he did to himself in the beginning. Abu Yazid, he said, I drove myself to my Lord while it cried. Like for example, when we go and we perform salah, I don't want to go, but your mind saying yes, 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 your body saying no, no, no. But you know it starts here. It starts here. So you push it. He said, I drove my body to my Lord while it cried until I drove it while it smiled. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We have certainly created man into hardship. We're going to go through all this pain, guys. It's going to be hard on us. We were born into it, man. You got to expect it. So when we put the discipline, we're forced to suffer the pain of discipline. So we don't suffer the pain of regret tomorrow. And Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, on the day of judgment, one of the inhabitants of Jahannam will be brought, and he will be dipped. One of the inhabitants of fire will be brought, who had the utmost pleasure of this life. He had the cars, he had the money, he had everything, like he had it all. And he'll be brought and dipped into Jahannam and pulled out on the day of judgment. And he'll say, did you see any pleasure? Did you enjoy any, I'm paraphrasing, did you enjoy anything in this life? He will say, La, no Allah, I did not. And one of the inhabitants of Jannah will be brought on the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grab him and dip him into Jannah and pull him out. And he will say, did you see any adversity? Did you feel any misery? He said, La, no, by Allah, no, I did not feel any struggles in my life. So the point I'm trying to pull from this, guys, is either comfort ends and regret remains forever, or comfort ends or regret remains forever, or struggles end and comfort remains forever, vice versa. And one more thing, guys, and I'm going to finish it here. It's either this 1 year of pain. You endure through this 1 year of pain, and you got the next 50, 60 years of your life to enjoy it. Or you guys can have 60 years of uncontrolled, whatever you want to call it, under somebody else's terms. You're not even chasing your dreams, just hell the next 60 years. Anyways, Jazakallahu khairan, guys, for listening.
Allah yajzak al-khair, ya Muhammad. I think you could tell by his talk how, mashallah, passionate he is. He does have his own website called championmethod.com. Check it out. He has a small fee subscription every month. You would love it. Different changing habits. How do you start changing your habits from eating to physically changing your habits, and this is the only, and I'm truthfully saying this. I've never seen anyone in terms of these motivational speakers throughout the world, especially those that speak about physically changing your body to eating healthier and becoming stronger in your physically and mentally, and gearing it more towards Islam. And all of his lectures and all his videos, you'll find out somehow he ties it back to being a good and a righteous Muslim, right? And I've never seen any videos on YouTube or anywhere else that I found somebody doing so. And when I was sitting there, and I really enjoyed this lecture because he tackles some issues that you as a person never thought it was an issue, never thought it was a problem. And the way he came at an issue was systematically, meaning that one of my favorite example was that you identify the core issue and the problem of what is bringing you down. If you feel that you are eating unhealthy, identify why that is. That if it was a cheeseburger, split it into two categories. What you get out of it, the beneficiary of eating a burger, and what's the harm of eating that burger. And that, to me, you could apply to anything. And my favorite he ended with was even the hardship that you deal with on a daily basis, if it was your salawat, if it was dealing with the opposite gender, if it was with smoking, if it was with any bad habit that you endure every day, the greatest solution to it is look at that bad habit that you have been committing for years behind you. Meaning, now, as of today, as of right now, if you're a person that has skipped salawat or has done something haram, and the pleasure that you took from it, that haram that you took from, that you felt and that you loved and you yearned for, right now, as we speak, right this second, how does it make you feel? That beauty and that pleasure that it brought you is now gone. And unless you do that again, that disobedience of Allah, whatever you used to do, if it was skipping salawat, if it was smoking, if it was doing haram with the opposite gender, whatever it is, that is gone. Unless you continue doing that. And same lens that you could look into the things that you find hard, meaning salawat, or maybe having a better eating habit, right? That at that moment was tough, but look at it now. All of the salawat that you've been praying, there's people in this room that have been praying for years and years and years and years. And you ask them now, how hard is it? How hard was it? They say, I don't even remember. It's gone. I mean, I did it. That's it. So the ulama say, the difference between the two is that when you've done something haram, the hardship is gone. And when you've done something good, the hardship is gone, and vice versa, which I flipped them. As if the good things or the haram things that you have done, the pleasure that you took out of is gone, and the hardship, which are the good things, the hardship from that is gone. So they're both gone. But what remains is the ajr for the good and the sins for the bad. That's what remains with you today. That if you've been doing haram all of your life, the haram pleasure went away. But what stays with you is the sins that you have acquired. And it's the same thing with all the hardship that you've been going through, if it was your salawat, if it was siyam, if it was whatever. Disobedience to your parents, texting them and replying to them with utmost disrespect. Whatever it is, everybody has something that they're struggling with. Everybody has something. That might be tough at that time. But look at it now. What remains is the good deeds that are left with you. Okay? So that's what Muhammad reminded me of. Allah yajzil khair, jazakallahu khairan for a beautiful, beautiful talk. And Allah yajzil khair Jamil for a beautiful talk about why Allah reward them and bless them and protect them and preserve them, Ya Allah.